Hi, bro.
Great. Let me get your attention. Sixth grade. A special guest has come to talk to us today, actually to present and to challenge us today. We're about to launch into a unit on energy, and this study on energy will go for several months. It's likely to actually be after Christmas time or around Christmas time that we'll finish the unit on energy. And Dr. Raley has come to kind of talk to us and challenge us about energy.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Good. You sound great on the yucky train. It's just nasty outside. It's cold and rainy, but I am excited to be here today, and I'm looking forward to spending a few minutes with you. I'm Dr. Raley. I'm the superintendent, and some of you don't know what the superintendent does. So let me talk a little bit about that. One of the important decisions I have to make amongst many is when you all go to school. And you're all wondering, are we getting out early, Dr. Raley? Yeah. At this point in time, no. So relax. Plan on being here the full day. We'll have to wait and see what happens, certainly with the weather. But right now, we're not planning on getting out early. You can just expect that you're going to be here for the rest of the day. Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to our time together today. And I want to challenge you a little bit. I want to challenge you to see what you can do to help me. Because I need all the help that I can to make sure that we can run our school division and be successful. And you play a very important part of that. I challenged a group of sixth graders last year, and I was amazed by what they did. And so I'm going to issue a similar challenge to you today and see what we can all do together to make a difference right here in North Fork Middle School. You don't know this right now, but each and every one of you are engineers. Each and every one of you have the ability to be able to design, to create, and make a difference right here in our own world. And that's what my challenge is for you today. That's more. Go ahead.
In the next 24 hours, someone needs to provide enough fuel to get about 2 billion people to jobs, millions of children to school, and an infinite number of ideas in motion. In the next 24 hours, someone needs to develop enough resources for nearly 500,000 airbags to keep us safer, 1 million new mobile phones to keep us connected, and an endless amount of toys to keep us young. In the next 24 hours, someone needs to produce enough power to light the world's homes, run the world's businesses, and grow the world's economies. To do all this in the next 24 hours, someone needs to supply 78 million barrels of oil and 270 billion cubic feet of natural gas, efficiently, affordably, safely, just to make today happen. Now, add to all that, it's predicted by the year 2020, this daily energy demand will grow by up to 40%, so the developing world can continue to develop. This is, by any standard, an enormous challenge. And it's why Exxon Mobil, the largest private energy company in the world, has built the most expansive portfolio of energy resources. It's why we invest more in research than any other energy company on Earth, so the world has the energy it needs, when and where it needs it. It's why we're committed to global energy conservation, working with auto manufacturers to develop new, clean, improved fuels and lubes, developing new ways to bring more clean-burning natural gas to more of the world more affordably, and why we support efforts such as the Global Climate and Energy Project at Stanford University, devoted to meeting future energy demands while reducing emissions. So no matter where we operate in the world, no matter how large or small the community, we are dedicated to making a positive contribution as we take on this energy challenge. For the thousands of us at Exxon Mobil, this is what drives us every day. It's also why we're never satisfied. Because no matter how successful we are at delivering the energy the world needs today, we know tomorrow will be here before we know it.
All right, so here's the deal. It takes a lot of energy to run these lights. It takes a lot of energy to provide air conditioning in the summer and to be able to heat the school whenever it's cold outside. But the thing is, those energy resources are dwindling. They're going away, and they're not going to be there forever. And the truth of the matter is, we spend a lot of money on utilities. You can imagine, this is just but one school of 10 schools across this county that we're paying for lights and water and all the things that it takes to run a school. Well, here's the thing. I would much rather spend money on things to help you than be giving our money to the power company and the water company and the telephone. I would much rather be using dollars to get you Chromebooks, to get you things that you need in the library, and to get the teachers the resources they need to be able to teach you. So, here's where the challenge comes in. I'm going to challenge you to be engineers and to help us solve that problem. And what can we do together, specifically you as engineers in 6th grade, what can you do to find ways for us around the school where we can reduce our energy and what we're using to be able to buy things and use those dollars better for our school division. So Ms. Moore, can you hit the next video?
Want to change the world? Create things that help people. Design safer cars.
Faster computers, smarter grids, and smartphones.
Think of new ways to produce energy.
Be an engineer. Solve problems the world needs solved.
What are you waiting for?
Changing the world? Part of the job description.
Join the scientists and engineers of Exxon Mobil in inspiring America's future engineers. Energy lives here.
So here's the thing. I've followed your Twitter feed, and I know what you all are doing in classrooms. I'm seeing where you're building things, you're creating, you're designing. You're doing things where you're using your hands, and you're learning in a way that is much different than it's been in the past, and it's a great way to be able to understand what you need to learn in school. Engineers do that every day. Engineers create, they design, they find ways to solve the problems that are around them. And so for the next several months, I'm challenging you as engineers here at North Fork Middle School to help us do this. How can we together as engineers find ways to use resources here in our school so that we can reduce energy costs? And does anybody know what a net zero classroom is? What does net zero mean?
Any 7th graders here from last year? They remember?
All right, let me tell you. Net zero means that the energy that you use to run the lights is provided by resources that you already have on site. For example, if you have a wind turbine that produces enough energy to power a classroom, or if you have geothermal energy from underneath the ground that provides what you need to be able to cool a facility during the course of the summer. In other words, you are not using any energy from Dominion Power or the Shenandoah Valley Electric Co-op. You are producing enough energy on site at your own place to be able to run the lights to power everything that we need for our school. So that's your challenge. And how can you, as engineers, make a net zero classroom here at North Fork? Mr. Woods is working very hard on a classroom out back of our school, and that facility is available for us to see what we can do, either through wind power or any other ideas that you have, to make sure that we don't have to rely on Dominion Power, the co-op, or anybody else to be able to power our building. So that's your challenge. And so you're going to be working as a research and development team over the course of the next several months to see what you can do to make that a possibility here in our school division. Now, I just shared a couple ideas with you, but there are some ideas that you may not have ever thought of, and we'll share one of those with you right now.
I'm an industrial design engineer, and my job is about solving problems. I'm passionate about sustainability and the environment, and I wanted to create a way that combined both my interests into one solution. It's a really simple idea. The Pavegen paving slab generates energy from people's footsteps. Every time someone stands on the slab, a small amount of energy is generated. With this electricity, we can power anything on the streets. Low energy applications like street lighting, advertising, information displays, and more. To prove the feasibility of our technology, we installed it at a school. There's 1,100 students, and they give it an absolute destruction testing, which is exactly what we want to understand the data and work out where it's best applied. This journey has taken us from when it was just an idea, just a scribble on a piece of paper, to now it's a product, it's ready to go on the ground, it's feasible, it's commercial, and it's sustainable. So please vote for us, and imagine what would happen if we could install a Pavegen on every street.
So who would have ever thought that you could gain energy by stepping on a paver out on the sidewalk? But had it not been for that industrial engineer who was taking a risk and finding creative ways to solve problems, this would have never been developed. And I know that there are probably ideas right now in your own eyes that you're thinking about that just might work. And so I don't want to restrict you in any way. I want you to be creative. I want you to take risks. I want you to use any sort of ideas that you have to help us solve the problem that we have. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a way to create a device and find a way for us to be able to implement this net zero classroom right here at North Fork. And then ultimately, you're going to share that idea. I came here last year when the 6th grade students shared everything that they were doing with regard to energy, and I was totally impressed with what I saw. And I know that you can raise the bar to the next level and do things that those students never did. So we'll end with this challenge.
Who's going to do it?
Who's gonna make it happen?
Discover a new energy source?
Turn ocean waves into power. Design cars that capture their emissions.
Build bridges that fix themselves? Give more clean water to everyone? Who's going to take the leap?
Who's going to write the code?
Who's going to do it? Engineers.
That's who.
That's what I want to do.
Be an engineer. Energy lives here.
So as engineers right here at North Fork Middle School, who's going to do it? Is it going to be you? Or is it going to be you? Or is it going to be you?
Yeah.
But together, you're going to solve this problem, and you're going to be leaders because nobody else in the county is having this conversation. You get a chance to be out in front of everybody and solve a problem right here in your own backyard. And I know that you can do it. I'm looking forward to coming back and seeing what you do in several months, and excited about what you can do and the things that you're going to do here for our school. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do. I challenge you, and I know that you're up to the challenge. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Woods.
Thank you so much for coming. So, a lot of these things that Dr. Raley shared with us, some of the ideas that you all have in your minds, we're right now going, where do we even start with all of this? And so I'll just tell you, next week, we will take a day in each core, we will take a day, and we will spend time creating a question map. That means you guys will come up with all the questions that you think we're going to need to answer and put out on the table in order to start to move towards this challenge that Dr. Raley has put out there. So we'll look forward to that next week. You guys, this week, we're still working on volume and density and the properties of matter. And we're going to continue that today and probably for a couple days next week. And then we'll take a couple days and we'll do this question map and we'll get started on energy. So thanks so much, Dr. Raley. And we have about, 5 minutes prior to the end of IE. So let's just say at this point, go to wherever you would normally be for IE and meet with your IE teachers there. And let's just kind of take it easy right now. There's no rush. Thank you for being here today.
Do it.
Hey.